Hey everyone, we're live.
Hi, everyone. All right, today we have a special guest for our Wednesday live because he won't get off my lap, and it's a great way to start. This is Bo. Say
Hello, Bo.
hi. I'm just gonna go lay down because he's a very needy dog, but he's the best. So, hi everyone. Lacey here again from Metaintro. I'm one of the co-founders here with Alex, our chief of staff.
Hey guys.
And we do these lives every Wednesday, talking about different topics in like the Web3 career space. And we just made some new updates to our lives. So as you can see, we are different in terms of like the layout and setup. We're now streaming these lives through our Discord. So if you're watching a pre-recording or a recording post this on YouTube, just know that you can also watch this live in real time in our Discord. If you go to the events tab, you'll see the live event. Go ahead and click on it. So, anyways, today we are going to be talking about Web3 resumes, a topic that we've talked about a ton in the past, but you can never do enough reviews. And so we've done some reviews on the lives before. On our TikTok, we do a lot of reviews, and we're going to do some more reviews today. And so Alex was so awesome and pulled a ton of great resumes that have come through our ecosystem that we want to review online for you.
Yeah.
So I guess without further ado, unless Alex, there's anything you want to add.
Just yeah, one thing that the resumes. First of all, I blocked out all of the contact information of candidates that are that will be showcasing the resumes during this live show. Also, I tried to find resumes that actually need improvement. So this way we can show, how can we make it better? Because if we'll just, pull up some awesome resumes, stars, it's not gonna be very helpful to people that are here.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So let's dive into it. So the first one is from a marketing professional. I believe we received this resume for one of our vacancies. I believe it was for content creation role that we had. And I honestly, I like this resume. I like the way it looks. There's a few things that I would change. I kind of like the small triangle circles. I mean, it's something new. I didn't see anything like this before. Kind of like it. I do like the picture, of the candidate on top here. Kind of looks clean. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I'm a big proponent for creative resumes, but that's just me. And that's also the fact that we work in Web3.
Yeah,
So, like, you wouldn't put these circles and squares on a resume to a bank, obviously.
100%.
So, for the purposes of being in Web3, also given who we are internally, we love color, we love creativity, we love resumes coming in all different shapes, sizes, forms. The more creative, sometimes the better. Obviously, the content of the resume is really what ultimately lands you that interview. But in terms of standing out in a sea full of like hundreds of resumes, this is a great way to just grab somebody's very quick attention. So this individual is a marketing professional.
Hmm.
Can you scroll down
Of
a
course,
little
yeah.
bit?
And also before we scroll down, I just want to emphasize there's an Ethereum on the back, his background on the picture.
Oh, nice,
Yeah, so there's like
nice.
Ethereum, which is cool, which kind of shows again that he's a Web3.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. So scrolling down,
So, so the format of this resume, so as you can see, it's 3 pages long.
yeah.
That's really long
Hmm.
for a resume. Resumes are okay to be more than 1 page if you have experience that needs to be like yelled out. For instance, I was working with another candidate who had a ton of great experience, super senior level,
Hmm.
and had multiple pages on his resume. And for something like that, where it is very senior, they are for bigger companies, or you have, for instance, in Web3, let's say hackathon experience, project based, volunteer experience, that justifies adding like a second
Hmm.
page. But for the most part, try to keep your resume down to 1 or 2 pages. It makes it easier for you because it puts you through the exercise of trying to communicate verbally what you did for a company in a clear and concise way. And then on the flip side, for recruiters, it's only 2 pages for them to go through. And so for this, 3 pages, that's a little bit much. So I
Too
would
much.
condense this into 2 or even 1 if possible. There's a ton of space on this page, as
Yeah,
you can see.
especially right
Yeah,
here, so much space, which is just there.
really.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
just remember that 99% of recruiters will stop right
Hmm.
here. They will stop right here. So if you have
Yeah.
anything important on the second, third page, 99% of the time they will not even go there.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but overall, I mean, just the way, I mean, I do understand 3 pages is bad. I mean, this person has, I probably say, I think like 4 or 5 years of experience, which should
Yeah.
fit, within 1 page. Should not be 2 pages for sure, or 3 pages. Um, I mean, honestly, he
Yeah.
can like for every single, like for example, he worked as a growth lead at Penguin Finance. You
Hmm.
can condense this. You can make it into 2, 3 bullet points max,
Yeah.
which will showcase specifically what he did there. Go ahead.
Also, recommendation on the formatting here for the employment history. I'd move so field and marketing and regional marketing LATAM at Teller. I'd move Teller to the first line and then have field and marketing right underneath, or
Mm-hmm.
vice versa, depending on how big the companies are and if that's something that you want to call out attention to. Like, for instance, hey, I worked at Binance. Hey, I worked at Uber. Like putting that first might
Mm-hmm.
be advantageous for you. So that's totally up to you. That's subjective, but I would move the company name and the title onto 2 separate lines. Just makes it a little bit easier to read. So yeah, let's see what else. Um,
Wait, give
we
me 1 second. Let me just mute.
um, we
Mm-hmm.
missed the profile section. Or
Yeah,
actually, can you
it's
scroll
it's
back
right
up?
here. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The profile section is right here.
So, 2 things on this.
Let me
Right above profile, you
zoom
have
in and
address.
just make it easier to
Yeah.
read.
The address on this, I say all day long, not all recruiters will agree with me, but whatever. I think you should remove your location and replace it with the time zones you're willing to work in.
Yeah.
Especially if you're applying to remote global jobs, it shouldn't matter where you're
Mm-hmm.
based. It should matter that you can overlap with the team for a reasonable number of hours every day. So, for instance, this individual is in Mexico City.
Yeah.
If you're willing to work on PST, CST, EST, I would note that instead of putting your address. I feel like that can damper you versus help you.
Yeah, and
Um,
also just
yeah,
since we were talking about the address, I mean, if you're in Web3, as one of the links, you should definitely have your Discord.
yeah,
Especially, yeah, I mean, this is just, I mean, so Web3. If you don't have it, that's a minus. Or your
mhm,
Telegram.
yeah.
Okay.
Profile. Let's see.
Would you like me to zoom in?
No, I got it.
Got it.
Um, yeah, you can probably condense this down to like 2 sentences. This is a big paragraph. Even throw it through ChatGPT to see how you can like make this bolder, if you will. The important things, regardless of what that paragraph is, the important things for it to highlight is your passion for Web3, and why you're the qualified candidate for this opportunity. So if this individual is applying for a marketing role at a company,
Mm-hmm.
something great here that just popped out immediately to me said something 300% increase in user base within a year. Like,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Having that in your description, along with, and I'm super passionate about DeFi and marketing and Web3. Those are the only 2 things as a recruiter I need to know. You are results driven, and you're passionate about the space.
Yeah. And if you participate in any DAOs, make sure you include it in the profile section as well. This is a good selling point, especially if you're applying for a Web3 company. Okay, so there's a couple more things that I want to cover in this resume. So yeah, first of all, I'm not sure if I like, the way he structured, like 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4. But again, this is, his personal view, his design, that's fine. What I would definitely take out is courses. I mean, since this is already a 3 page, resume,
Yeah.
you have no space. This is irrelevant. The science of well-being in Yale University. Yale University, great school. But again, this is not really related to like marketing. or Web3. So I don't think the courses, just for this, specifically for this resume, are needed. If you took specific Web3 courses which are super related to the job you're applying for, included there, but you don't need so
Yeah.
many courses right here. And also, Web3 events, that's great. We can see that you're super engaged in going to different events, like Youth Denver, by the way. 23. But first of all, you should not have it. You should not put, all of them in separate lines. If you want to have them, you can, put them in one line. Actually, I've never seen any resume where they would include the events that Web3 events that they went to. What do you think about including Web3 events?
Yeah, this makes me laugh. So with Metaintro, with our wallets, you will have a section for your POAPs. And for an exact example like this, where you're probably getting a POAP at each event, you would probably take that POAP and put it in your you would put it in your resume in whatever section that you headline it as. And that, if anything, would be more valuable and more proof of than just listing it here. But I understand what this individual is trying to do. They're trying to communicate, hey, I go to these events. I'm embedded into the ecosystem. I'm very passionate about making sure I'm having these IRL conversations with other companies, other individuals, other builders. And so a way that you can bake this into your resume instead of like listing it out like this, because I don't think it does I understand what they're trying to do, but I don't think it's necessary as its own section. You could add that into your header description, like, first line, I'm a marketer passionate about Web3. Second line, I have a proven track record of increasing companies' user base over 300% year over year. And I love attending IRL events. And in 2023, I made sure I don't know, you could be much more clever with this, but you could use that last line with saying, and I love marketing IRL at events every year, like ETH Latam, Bogota, Denver, etc. You could bake that in. And I think pushing that to the top would actually do more in supporting that descriptions, like sentence or paragraph, than it would putting it at the bottom here.
Yeah, and I don't really understand why would this person put the languages as the last section.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely move languages up to like somewhere right here, maybe before education, after education. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't make
and
any
even
sense
like
to me.
first sentence too. I'm a multilingual
Yeah,
Web3 marketer. Like you could make that all really into one sentence.
you'll condense it much more.
Yeah. Yeah. So
For sure.
overall, I think this resume has a ton of great tidbits. As a recruiter, you'd have to really take a look at it to pull those tidbits out. So I feel like with the feedback that we just gave, if this individual took those points into consideration, revamped their resume, I think they'd have a much higher success rate with landing an interview. So kudos to this person for creativity, doing a great job with their resume, and hopefully they're open to some feedback.
Yeah, let's go to the next one. Next one actually came, one second, let me move it right here. This resume is from our community.
Nice.
Yes, so this person, he reached out to me via Discord and he asked me to give him some feedback on his resume. One second, let me just put this down, make it look better. And yeah, here he has his first and last name, which I covered, and all of his contact information, which I also covered, because I'm not sure if he'll be okay for us going through it online.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, about me section, similar to what we just talked about, jam packing this with 3 very concise sentences. I do X in the Web3 space. This is my proven track record.
I
And
did this and this, try to use numbers or percent. This will make it stronger and better because your about section is the first thing that any recruiter will see. And if you have numbers, strong numbers in your about section, this will give you good advantage and chances for the recruiter to actually go down.
Yeah.
Experience.
So Yeah, in the experience section here, like this is what we were just talking about, is having the company name and the title in two separate pages. I would take the 2019 to present and move it to the side so that it's
Yeah,
separated.
like right here.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Um, Implemented shouldn't be capitalized, so uh, let's see. There's some grammatical and punctuation issues in this, so I would just run this through ChatGPT, or any type of, or throw it into Microsoft, and
Yeah,
and you'll see the punctuation
Grammarly.
issue.
Yeah, Grammarly is a
Yeah,
free software which is awesome for catching any type of mistakes.
yeah. Let's see. I love that there's a ton of numbers baked into this. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Um, are these both Web3 companies? No.
Well, I mean, this is a tech company. They produce different electronics like phones and other
Yeah.
stuff. I
So
think they're moving a little bit towards Web3. But this person is looking for a Web3 job,
yeah.
specifically Web3. It doesn't have much experience, a Web3 experience here, but
Hmm.
he actually has a website. Let me try to find where he has it.
Yeah. Nice.
Um,
And this is one page.
yeah, this is all one page, which is great. And
Nice.
yeah, by the way, I really like the way he did this, this section. So he has languages, he has
Yeah.
expertise, reference, and
Yeah.
everything is clean, small, condensed. This is
Yeah.
good.
For the expertise section, something that I feel like I tell a lot of people, the more specific you can be in the skills section, the better. So, for instance, this individual is a marketer. What marketing tools do they know? Do
Mm-hmm.
they use Later, Hootsuite, Twitter, Discord? Naming those tools will go tell me way more about this candidate than saying management skills, digital marketing, problem solving. You have to be specific. And within that, what Web3 stack are you super specific with, and how forward are in the Web3 space? So, marketing. Have you used Lens Protocol, to
Yep.
start marketing? How do you use Twitter? Do you use Telegram? What Web3 analytics tools and dashboards are you familiar with? Do you know how to use bots? Like, putting that
Mm-hmm.
will go so much farther, and also putting that in will compensate for the lack of experience in the experience section, because that tells
True.
me, hey, this individual will go out of their way to learn a new tool, even if their company is not in the Web3 space.
Yeah. Yeah, because all of this is just too broad. Management skills, too broad. Digital marketing, too broad. If you want,
Exactly.
yeah, I do agree. For example, what I would add, if you have experience, making Google ads, Facebook, Instagram
Yeah,
ads, include it here. This is
totally.
great experience for, especially if you're in social media marketing, or, this is kind of another marketing that you can do. Okay, so this
Yeah.
one is kind of, straightforward. Let's go to, do we have time for one more?
Yeah. Yeah, one more. Sorry,
Awesome.
guys. Usually more put together, but coming off of
Okay.
uh,
Um,
crazy work week, so.
One second. We have
Um,
two. Let me just see which one. Let's do this one. This one is we received this one for one of our openings for
nice.
journalism. Yeah, by the way, guys, if we have any journalists here, we
Yeah.
have a great opening, so you can go to our angel list and apply.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is 2 pages. Again, I closed out the address. Here was the address,
Yeah.
email, and first and last name of the person.
Nice. But you kept the age. I'm assuming that age.
Yeah, that's the age. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
kept the
Take
age
out
and
your
the.
age. Don't put your age
Yeah,
on your
yeah. That's
resume.
actually one of the things that I
Joking.
wanted to cover. Yeah, you don't need that.
Yeah. Nice. Did this person have a website too with their? Oh.
Um, I mean, we can crypto research journalists. We can try. Let's see. It's gonna take me open in Safari.
If it's gonna mess you up,
Oh, it did.
don't.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's gonna take to some type of blog.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So for journalists, I feel like for three certain types of roles, it's even more important that your resume screams creative. For instance, design.
Yeah.
if I'm hiring a designer, I hope that the resume I'm looking at just like screams design and like down to like the symmetry of the resume, right?
Yeah.
And so for journalists, for writers, I feel the same way in terms of the vocabulary that these individuals are using. Are they being because how their resume is obviously a direct reflection of their writing skills. And so for this, for instance, are they just the questions I'm asking? Are they descriptive? Are they good communicators? Are they using good vocabulary? And so looking at this, let's see. First, I would flip. I would put again the dates should be on the other side,
right here.
and then put A and B crypto on the left. Underneath it, journalist. I'm assuming. Oh yeah, crypto research journalist underneath that. And I would move kind of everything over a little bit so you have more space. Because there's a lot of dead space in this.
Yeah, I mean, I would also make it smaller and take out the spaces between the bullet points.
Yeah.
You don't need it. Just, I mean, and this is the reason why this resume is 2 pages, not 1 page.
Yeah. Okay. Scroll down.
Mm-hmm.
Scroll down. Got it. So this resume is like super light, missing skills, education, like for a journalist. So this came in through like a journalist job application that we have open right now. And for me, the requirements to make it to the next step for your interview, because it's an on-camera journalist, it's video. It's proven track record. It's a little bit more senior, like an entry level role for this, like wouldn't be applicable, but it's somebody that can really compel me with their story and their narrative. And like just reading through this, I just feel like that this can be rewritten in a way that feels a little bit more compelling, that makes me want to know more. So for instance, conducted in-depth research into several new NFT projects to determine whether they were rugs or not. Super interesting. I would love for that to be flipped. Like researched, what's a good way of saying it? Like investigated 15 rugged projects over the past year, which resulted in $5 million lost from the user. Like you can flip the narrative. And so because again, that this is a journalist position, I'm looking for somebody that can tell a good story. And so I think that needs to come off in the resume. And so again, going back to what I said earlier, design, if you're applying for a design position, you gotta have a beautiful resume. If you're applying for a writing position, you have to have grammatically correct resume. You need to show off that skill set in your resume. And so for a journalist, like this wouldn't be a resume that I would move forward with just because of the lack of that compelling story that art I feel like is missing in this.
I mean, and just in general, it's missing lots of pieces besides the narrative. Like, there's no about section, there's no skills, there's just experience. And experience can be rewritten to be better. And 2 pages, again, it's unnecessary for this specific resume. You can condense it, you can make it smaller, you can make it better. So that's And also, I mean, if you're in Web3, again, for the contact information, if you want to have, you don't need the address. Nobody in Web3 puts their address. Anybody who has experience in Web3, they'll never put their address. They can put their time zones. For the contact information, I don't think that phone number is something that you actually need. I think in Web3, what would be better? Discord handle, Telegram handle, something more Web3, because phone number, address, that's just so Web2. I don't think that's needed in Web3. So this is another thing that I would add here.
So we've gone over 3 really great resumes. I think with a little bit of tweaking here and there to the formatting, the vocabulary that's used, to the skill section overall, I think that these individuals have a really good shot at landing an interview in the Web3 space. Just making those tiny small edits are super important and can literally make all of the difference. So again, we do these lives every week on Wednesdays, we cover a ton of different topics. Make sure to check out the playlist and the rest of the videos in this playlist to see what else we've talked about. And if there's anything that you want us to talk about, anything you want us to cover, make sure to drop it in the comments below. And if you want us to review your resume on another live, DM us on Discord. You can find Alex in the team admin category. And yeah, DM him your resume and we'll review it on the next live.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you for
All
joining
right.
us.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye bye.